live. I feel weird
Oh,
not
hello,
looking
baby.
at. Oh, I could say hi there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our live. We had some technical difficulties this morning, and we're still working them out. So we're getting the link on Patreon so that our wonderful Patreon members can hopefully join us for our first live on there and can hang out with us and give us a little feedback. So I guess I have to entertain you while Gav is getting that link ready. And as you can see, we are in a different space today. So I'm all cozy on the couch, and we are actually in one of the rooms that we rent here at the Auberge, but we are currently living in. And it used to be an old artist studio. So it used to be an atelier, because where we are situated in Quebec, this particular area was very big for artists and painters and so on. So this specific auberge used to lodge a lot of painters. Hence why this space used to be an old artist studio. And as you can see, there's a lot of natural light. You guys can't see what I'm looking at right now. We are live on Patreon. So we sent you the link on Patreon. You should get if you're not listening to this right now, it's because you didn't receive the link yet. So hopefully you did, and you can join us this morning, and you have to click on the chat.
Well, that's if you're a member of our Patreon, to whom I would like to send a personal thanks, because that's like the type of thing that gets us going. I mean, we have like people willing to encourage us, and mainly you, but
yes,
let's be honest.
I've gotten personal messages from people saying, well, I've loved getting to know Gav. He's super cool in some of the videos, but I like to watch your content for different reasons.
Well, that's acceptable. And if you are there in the Patreon, just know that we really appreciate you. And if you're catching this content a month more or less after it was recorded, it goes public a while after our Patreon, and we really appreciate you as well, because you're the one that are clicking, watching, commenting, and that's it. A special thanks to everyone.
Oh, that was so beautiful. It's kind of weird because you're telling me that, but I'm not sure if you should be looking at the camera into the deep, dark internet void.
Well,
I don't know. I'm still getting used to this face-to-face thing.
It's fun. Like, it's cool. We're back in our OG, like, a room that this room here used to be an old painting thing. And at first we tried to make it a communal space, but it was far away from the other communal space in the hotel, which meant that it was very hard to manage.
Yeah, they were always partying in here.
Yeah, well, after doing the first thing, we had like a few hints that it was going to be problematic in the summer, so we didn't wait and convert it into a giant artistic loft. I'm bringing slowly my musical instruments and stuff, like all the gear.
That's what it's literally called on the internet, the giant artistic loft.
Yeah. Set the
expectation.
Set the expectation. Like, lower the expectation and then surprise after.
It's like kind of cool and funky, but not too luxurious, you know. There's a lot of IKEA furniture in here, but it looks good. And the view from where I'm sitting right now that you guys can't see is just incredible. You have the whole mountain, Le Massif, which is the biggest ski mountain in Quebec, and the Fleuve, and it's so great to wake up here because the lighting just makes you want to get up and say, fuck yeah, world, I am taking you over.
I like your style.
Yeah.
And I do think we have some kind of problem on the live, but let's hope this gets resolved.
What's the problem?
I only see you.
Oh.
Well, that's the only thing they want to know. They want to see. No, but like right now, let's continue. Let's hope that it's recording. I'm sure it is. And we'll see.
Well, there's probably a lag there for sure, but now I'm wondering if maybe on the live, this whole like dual camera situation setup might not work.
It might work. Yes,
Okay.
and it will work.
Okay.
But for now, we just continue. And it's the first live, so everybody bear with us.
Yes,
If you
I
only-
made sure to write that in the post.
Yeah, plus if you only can see Ali, let's be honest, you're only seeing the part where what you subscribed on. I think we have, all subscribers are for you so far. Oh my God. But yeah, like winter in Canada. Winter in the northern part of Canada. Tell me. It's been, what, not
Decent.
a month? Decent is horrible, by
Gab
the way.
doesn't like the word decent because you think it means horrible. Like people use the word decent when they really want to mean something else.
Well, I mean, you said it was decent. Let's see. Oh, baby, your food was decent.
No food for you for a whole week.
The blowjob you gave me this morning was decent. So I'm having fun. It's not decent. It's paradise on earth. Because I do believe that at some point in the year we need a winter. I like to resource with the snow and like go play outside in the forest without the sound. Everything's asleep and kind of dead. I love it.
That's true. I need one of those cough buttons where I can mute myself. What?
I know what the problem is.
What?
And I see myself, but it's kind of like it's a technical problem. Like I'm horizontal on the live, so I am there.
But you're at the bottom?
So now I'm horizontal, so they can only see this. So they can.
Where's your hand? I don't see it.
Well, there's a lag, but we'll see my hand at some point. Like, hey, everyone, I'm there. At least.
But is that how it's gonna show?
No, like at least they can hear me. Like you see, my hand is there. Learning the podcast technical side.
That's your little hand.
Oh my God.
Aw, that's the only kind of publicity you get on my show.
Yeah. I'll show your hand. It's a decent hand. Oh my God. So yeah, like I'm having a lot of fun. It's cool, and I want to put it on our year. Like we have a nomad yearly kind of schedule, not schedule, but like prediction of a schedule. I could say, and I would put on that prediction of a schedule winter in Charlevoix again, 2024.
So I must say that I'm having more of a decent time here. I said decent because I don't want to set your expectations too high. Do I prefer to be in a hot tropical climate? Yes. But being back this time around has been nice for a few reasons. First, I'm not really working at the auberge because we have wonderful David and a lot of really great new staff that's here. So that's been really great. Winter is really pretty in Charlevoix. And I always do want to come back for a little bit because, I mean, spending winter here versus in the city is much different. I mean, like you said, it's calm, it's quiet, everything is asleep. The snow is white. The views are incredible. And in the city, it's like gray and slushy and gross. And it's just, you have to get around in the city. You can't just stay in your apartment during the winter every single day. You have to go out and do things, but it's not that pleasurable because you're like schlepping on the sidewalk. You're getting all wet and gross. Whereas here, I can spend all day, every day in this space. And I have that incredible view to look at. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have any expectations placed on me or things like that. So I can just relax more and be productive and connect with nature too. I mean, it's a very different feeling. So that's been nice. And it's, yeah. I guess those are the reasons, you know?
So that makes it decent.
Yes. And also the fact that, which we mentioned yesterday, was that we've proven to ourselves that we can manage ourselves here in terms of like eating well and like taking care of our bodies, because usually
Stress
when we
and stuff.
come to to here, to the auberge, it's always a challenge because we're like working, we're stressed, there's clients, there's like sometimes there's a lot of people visiting us, which, like, don't get me wrong, I love it when people come to visit, but when it's too often, it can be overwhelming for me. It's like, oh, I just want to like relax, and everyone's like in vacation mode when they get here, you know? So they're all like, yeah, come, let's eat, let's drink, let's this. And it's just like, oh, can we just like not drink tonight and maybe just chill and like go to bed early? And so, you know, not having guests too often is nice, but sometimes
which is also why I like the winter. They all want to come visit in the summer.
I know,
but they don't come in the winter. Perfect, whatever. you know, like, it's fine. Like, if you don't want to come in the winter, we'll be here. The thing that makes it special is there's not that many people in the region. And this region is kind of touristic, but it wasn't built for 1 million people. No. There's like 2 roads. So when there's 1 million people, there's like, I'm in traffic. Like, what the hell? In the middle of a forest? Oh. That's kind of weird. But now it's empty. So it's like the ski slopes are empty. The forests are empty. Like the animals are happy. I'm happy. I'm part of the animals here. But it's beautiful. It's white. There's nobody. I love it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Come visit us in the wintertime.
Plus, you said something, and I'm curious. Like, because you said, I prefer tropical weather. And if I had to choose one weather per year, I would choose tropical weather too. But all the time? No, not me. What about you?
No, not all of the time, but most of the time. Like, I like the alternates of the hot and cold, but you're like a Viking. You just fare better in this climate. And you also enjoy winter sports and such more, which is why when you mentioned, you know, what do you think about the idea of spending more time in the winter here? And I was like, you know what? I think I'm down because I'm enjoying the pace of life right now. But I need to up my winter sporting game.
Yeah, you need better equipment.
I need better equipment, and I need to experience more things, because raquette, which is snowshoeing, I really like doing, but like I haven't done that once since I've been here. And like, I don't have a car here, so that's,
yeah, but you don't need one. It's like,
I know
we have access to like the best snowshoeing in the region is accessible by foot from here.
Yeah,
and same for ski de fond, cross country skiing, I guess.
Yeah,
it's here. Like, this is the downtown, like, and for like down ski alpin. How do you say?
Downhill skiing?
Downhill skiing, normal skiing.
Yeah.
That's 40-minute drive, but that you don't want to do. And like, I would like better equipment as well for cross country and back country. Yeah, me too. I'm struggling with. So here's the trick that I found. I put it more down, and then the angle kind of up. So this thing down, and then the microphone up. Yes. Kind of, yes.
Okay.
So it's kind of better. Like, you can see the face. You don't have this thing in the middle of the face, but
I feel like this is right in the middle of my face.
Or take it in your hand.
Yeah,
but I mean, this is cool to have the couch to rest.
Are you comfortable?
Well, do I? How do I look? I'm very comfortable. Oh my god! But yeah, like, let's get the better equipment, but also, yeah. Like, it's kind of here to experience the total winter experience. You have to go play outside once per day, hours. And then when you come back inside, then you feel this like incredible, oh my God, like a little fire.
Spa.
A little spa, yeah. Like, and like, I wanted to do a 2-angle camera since the beginning. And in the old studio place that we had, it's just there was no way that I could find two good angles,
It
two
was an ugly
nice
room.
background. And this is nice, but it could be better. This one is like perfect.
I like your angle.
Well,
You got a
it's
bunch
good.
of
Like, but
books
there's
behind you. You
there's
look smart.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with my glasses.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think this space will become our studio, and I think this will become our winter view.
I like how this space has kind of been reinvented, not so much reinvented, but has turned from a painter's creative space, from like people working with their hands, artistic space, to a new modern kind of artistic space.
Yeah, exactly. It's still art.
Yeah.
Podcast is considered art or whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
It's like we're talking shit on a microphone. Like, that's it.
It's your dream.
Yeah.
Talking shit on a microphone.
Yeah. It's pretty good. So I think we'll be here next winter, or at least I'll be here forever alone in my studio. You stated the tropical weather, and I have my balloon like in the Up movie.
Well, it'll actually be maybe easier if I'm somewhere else to do the whole 2-camera thing, no?
Wow. That's unacceptable. You come with me.
I can choose where I want to go.
Yes, but for a while. But then you're with me.
You see how he treats me?
They will just see one hand. Oh, my God. And, so it is, January, mid-January. And looks like we'll be back here in a year. But for the rest of the year, I think that, like, the way that if I look at the way that we are moving and that we plan on moving, the podcast will kind of have seasons. A little like Seb was telling me that another podcast in French, Sexy Legal, we're doing. It's seasons. Like, sometimes they have one setup, sometimes they have another setup. They just call it another season. And another podcast he was saying, like, they're always in the same studio, and at some point it gets kind of boring. So I was like, oh, that's good news for us, kind of, because we are changing setup once per
3-4 months.
Yeah, like
Maybe
something
less,
like that,
yeah.
Or maybe even less. Which means this is our winter season podcast.
Our Canadian season.
Our Canadian season, exactly.
I would like to call them by where we are seasons.
Ah, that's good. Canadian season, Brazilian season.
Yeah. In the little spreadsheet I made to keep a log of our episodes, I have like Brazil, Canada, Mexico, ?
Probably. So Mexico would be and then when we're not there that long, we'll see if it becomes a season or just like a
special feature.
Yeah, special. Yeah. Special week.
Yeah.
But we'll be back in Canada and we'll be back in Brazil. So for sure, Canada and Brazil are seasons. Then Mexico, when we go there, we're not there as long as, let's say, Canada or Brazil, but we're still there often enough that it will become kind of a thing, like a playlist.
Well, we don't know. I mean, maybe moving forward, we might be spending some more time there given our new situation.
Yeah. I mean, there's also, like right now, to go to Brazil, it's very far.
Mm-hmm.
But Mexico, it's kind of like we could drive to the airport right now and we would be in our home in Mexico by the evening. We would even catch the sunset there. It's not that expensive. And there's direct flight from Quebec City to Cancun, which means that we can just drive to Quebec.
There's like a few flights a day.
Yeah, it's like a bus, like the flights to Cancun. So I'm kind of glad that we have a land there. Now, we spent many months in the Riviera Maya region, and I'm not so sure I want to spend like 2 months in a row again there, but I want to go there often. Now we have like dentists there, like our doctors are there. Like
we have friends there.
We have friends there, exactly. And so we'll go there maybe when you get like let's say here it becomes it's from fun to decent, then maybe you just need a bit of sun and you could do
when it's like a real decent.
yeah, like, and we can go there for a week, 2 weeks. We come back, and then we need to add an adventure destination that we never saw.
Antarctica.
Like
Is it
yourself.
expensive to go there?
Well, that's the South Pole, right?
What's in the North Pole? The Arctic?
Like, that's the thing, like North Pole. Let's call them by North or South. Which one you want to go?
Antarctica.
You don't know which one.
I don't know where it is. I just saw some really great photos online, and it looks incredible.
Yeah, I think it's the South Pole. It's it is like this is what another planet with water would look like.
Yeah, it's cool.
There's no humans. It's just glaciers. Like, and now they're all crashing. So there's just insane icebergs and stuff. Like, I watch stuff on YouTube of icebergs collapsing, and it's like climate change. But what the hell? Like, it's the size of a city that just collapsed into the water, and the waves are crashing everywhere.
And the poor animals.
Yeah, well, I know. But somehow, some thrive there. I think the emperor penguins, which are like the
That's
South
what I want
Pole,
to see.
like, I think they're doing good.
Oh.
They're many.
They are emperors.
They are emperors. They have a cool name.
Yeah.
And a funny way of walking,
yep.
which is the proper way to walk on ice. Everybody, you should know that.
Oh yeah, I just learned about that.
Yeah, you lean your weight in the front, so if you slide, then you won't slide on your ass. You will slide, but you'll have like more. So that's the way they walk.
I feel like every Nordic human should know the penguin walk.
Yeah, exactly. Lean on your toes, basically, and then walk like a penguin, small steps. Yeah.
They call it the waddle.
The waddle.
Waddle like a penguin. That's what it's called.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like when you walk, kind of pivot side to side.
And see, yesterday, like we were productive. We moved the entire studio, and then we had like a little breaking our fast with a little porto and charcuterie, and then you could like feel the winter thing that you cannot experience in tropical weather.
That's true.
It's different. It's different eating, different everything. But when it's cold outside and you work, and then you come back inside and you're like, I want meat and alcohol.
I must say, yesterday was the first time where I really enjoyed a glass of alcohol. I haven't had a sip in a month, 2 months. I don't even remember how long it's been. So I wanted to celebrate with you our new beautiful space. And I didn't even know white Porto existed, so that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, there you go.
And having that sip with Le Charlot Charcuterie was like heaven in my mouth. And in that moment, I really was proud of myself for like not drinking. Not that it was hard for me to cut alcohol out, but I always said, I want to like enjoy when I have it, but I don't enjoy drinking alcohol that much. It's not like it's just whatever for me. But in that moment, I actually enjoyed what I was drinking. So that was kind of nice. I was like, oh, I can really savor and enjoy alcohol and not just drink because for the sake of drinking.
See, like Porto in the winter, I love it.
Yeah.
It's like sugary and
warm.
You sip it.
It's like a warm hug.
Yeah. But yesterday, I had a little trouble managing myself after months of not drinking.
Baby, I don't feel well. You become a lightweight.
Well, yeah, like I lost all my tolerance to alcohol and weed. Oh my God, who would have thought I was the guy you couldn't go down? Like, it's just I was still like, I'm right here with you. Oh my God! But yesterday I was like sitting at the table and
you're like,
kind of like,
I don't feel well.
Yeah, the lighting was starting to bother me, and then the heat, and then my socks were bothering me. I was like, oh.
I was wondering where you went because I saw you get up and go somewhere, but you didn't go to the bathroom. And I was
I went to get some air, but I forgot That's like my reflex is I need some air.
Yeah.
But that's not what I need. Now we know. It's been
You need
twice.
to lie down.
I need to lie down.
Yeah.
And but it gets me to think that first of all, I can drink Porto how I like if I want to, but just not like half the bottle was a little too much.
Yes.
And second is I should like I smoked some weed and then took a weed pill and I got my dosage wrong. It was a little too much with the Porto. I should just stop smoking. Smoking's not good, even though I smoke with a vape. Like
When you say smoking, you mean intake, like taking weed in general, or smoking with a vape and moving
smoking
to
with a vape.
Okay.
I can take the pill. The pill is the exact dosage. I can't get it wrong. There's no smoking, so there's nothing for my lungs. Then there's like the THC molecule in my body, but that one is like it's like caffeine almost. It does nothing. There's no like side effects or cancer increase. The cancer increase is from the smoke. But even though I smoke with a vape, there's still smoke. Not much less, but there is still smoke. And
Excusez-moi.
So I just should stop that and just take the weed pills, in which case I won't ever get the dosage wrong and I will not smoke. And this is what I started to do. But then you go on vacation and that's a problem because I like to smoke.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me not to. And then when I go in a country where there's no oil or weed pills, then it's like there's only weed. I will start to smoke again. Like, for example, in Holland, I'm not sure about the country as a whole. I just know about Amsterdam. It used to be the most progressive, like the nicest weed experience you could have in the world was in Amsterdam. It was great. You have like places where you can smoke. You have places where you can buy. You have like some food. Like you had everything that I hoped Canada would have one day. And then now it's illegal. It's here. And I got to say that it's much better here than there. For example, the weed pills. Weed is not, it's still not legal there, first of all.
Weed pills or weed?
Weed is not legal. It's tolerated. So there's like a weird law, like gray zone that they're using since the 70s or something. But it hasn't changed since the 70s either. So weed in its liquid form is not legal in Amsterdam. So when I was there, I was trying to just like, because I had the habit of not smoking anymore and I was trying to keep it. And then it wasn't legal. So I just started, I was kind of happy. It was like, oh, I cannot, like, you know, I'll have to buy this
This
for
is my
me.
only choice.
Yeah. But then it's like,
Not my fault.
but then I got the habit of smoking again. And then you come here and you're like, oh my God. But yeah, I was a kid yesterday with the Porto and the weed.
I told you a few weeks ago, I said, do you ever get high?
Yeah, I don't think
you smoke every day, usually after sports or
always,
a little bit, but I've never really seen you high before. But then again, what does high look like?
Well, for that, I am not a lightweight. I am still like a heavyweight. So I can take it and there's no, like, you won't see a difference. I know the difference, but it's very small and I can't perform complicated tasks.
You can still perform other tasks.
Yay.
I confirm.
Yay. So that's for weed. Alcohol, it used to be like that. But now yesterday I saw that, like, I drank a little too much.
You were like a kid. But now that I think about it, most of my friends are smokers. I don't smoke. Never really did anything for me. I didn't enjoy it that much. I just kind of smoked out of peer pressure because all my friends did. And then one day I was like, I don't really like doing it, so I'm just going to not do it anymore. But all my friends smoke, most of them. And they also are like you in that I don't really notice. And I think maybe it's not something that a lot of people talk about, but I used to live with someone who was like a real heavy smoker. And when he smoked, you like noticed, just totally blazed out of your mind, like, oh, like eyes like this, and could barely have a conversation, couldn't function. It was real tough. So I grew a hatred for marijuana while I was with him. And I just hated it so much. And whenever my friends would talk about it or smoke, I had like this ball of rage inside me. Like, marijuana is disgusting. And it's like, it's gross and bad. And I don't want to be around it. I don't want to be associated with it. It was like ruining my life. I wasn't happy at all. So that's why when I asked you like, oh, you don't seem high at all, and I asked little questions about that, I just find it interesting because I used to live with someone who smoked every day like you do, but very different experience. Very different experience.
I never really got high like that, and I could see my friends like just couldn't perform or just like wasted and all like perdu, lost. Mm-hmm. And never did that to me. But I also liked specific types of weed. And then it's like sativa, which grows near the equator.
Is that the one that makes you all like hyper, or is that the other one?
It makes you high. But then when it became legal, and then you could see on the bottle, that was life-changing experience for me, because there's two molecules, basically. There's THC and CBD. THC is the one that gets you high. CBD is the one that have the positive side effects for sick people, and it doesn't get you high, okay? And it's always a mix. So I tried a bunch of things, and then for sure sativa, but I saw that sativa are really high in THC and low in CBD. I was like, interesting. Then I tried like with CBD, with just a little CBD and without CBD when it first became legal. I was like, you know what? I don't want CBD in my thing. And I just bought like the thing that have only THC, the thing that gets you high, that's the drug, that's the one that I want. The CBD, I was like, maybe it has positive side effect for people who have back problems. I don't have back problems, so I don't want the CBD. But then I tried back, like, to just experiment weed with CBD, and I could see the difference. The CBD is the molecule that gets me dumb. That's why I don't like it. When there's CBD, I become like this. I'm like,
that's not the THC that would do that to you?
No, not to me.
Okay.
Me personally, like the THC gets me high, like just a little different, amused a bit, but I can still like do whatever I need to do, even better. Like I'm more concentrated on stuff. Like I'm not better, but I'm as good. But CBD, I'm like, oh, where are my keys? Oh shit, they're in my hands.
I want some Cheetos.
Yeah, like, oh no, for the food, the THC is right there. Like oh my god! But the thing that gets me dumb is the CBD. So I mean, for people wasted, I would who gets wasted like this, like I would tell them like, just try the one without the CBD. Just
I think you tried everything.
Yeah, probably. But sometimes it's just the way that the brain is built. It's just like my receptors or some like. I don't know, but oh my god! But yeah, go ahead.
I remember once I was visiting some friends, and who did you say sativa is the one with a lot of THC and a little CBD?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the general trend. Yes.
Well, I took a sativa pill with them. I hadn't smoked in I don't know how many years before that or taken pills, but I was visiting them, and they're regular healthy smokers or weed users, marijuana users. So before going out, they took sativa, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to have one too. Like, I'm on vacay. Who cares? And we went to a restaurant, and I got so high that this is one of the reasons why I don't like to smoke either, because I feel out of control. And I like to feel in control. That's why I'm just not generally good on drugs as a human. And, you know, went through that really giddy stage where I just can't stop laughing, which lasts, I don't know how long. In my mind, it lasted like an hour, but it was probably 5 minutes.
33 seconds. Like,
and then I just, get really foggy and tired. Like I just need to sleep immediately. And I was meeting a few of their friends for the first time. We were sitting, it was the summer in Toronto, so it was hot and humid. And we were sitting outside and I was super quiet. They were all talking and such. And I'm just looking around and I'm getting really hot. And my face is just like jelly, it's like can't feel anything. And I'm looking around and things started going a little black.
oh,
And before you know it, I woke up. My friend was like holding me and slapping me like, "Are you okay? Wake up." And I'm like, "What happened?" She's like, "You face planted like into your plate." So I'm sitting there at dinner. We just got there. We ordered food. And I literally went like, I fainted. I hit my head on my plate, the table.
what was the meal?
Well, we didn't even get it yet. It was,
Okay.
I think we had ordered a bunch of stuff, but so she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And then 2 seconds later, I'm like, I think I need to go to the bathroom. Like I clearly wasn't feeling well. I just hit my head too. So it's like concussion. I'm getting up. I'm like, I think I need air, like to go outside. So she's like, okay. So she came with me and we're walking to go outside of the restaurant. And I couldn't make it. I saw the bathroom sign. I was like, I can't make it out. Like, I need to go to the bathroom. So we go down this tiny, tiny little bathroom. And I just like get on the floor, open the toilet seat. And I felt like I wanted to vomit, but it wasn't coming out. And I was so hot. And she was like taking water and like putting it on me. And I'm like, just go have dinner. Leave me here. I'm totally fine. Like, I'm just going to wait for you here. Go have dinner. Like,
I don't want, je veux pas déranger. I don't want to
she's
bother
like,
anyone.
I'm not going to leave you here. I'm like, it's totally cool. Like, I'm great.
Well done, baby.
And then, she's calling her boyfriend. She's like, hey, we have to leave. Like, Allie's not well, And so then her boyfriend has to go get the car and stuff. And it felt like forever, waiting and everything. And finally he comes. So she's like, Allie, like, you have to get up. I'm like, I can't just, she's like, no, you have to stand up. Like, let's breathe. We're going to get out of here. So I get up, managed to get up the stairs. There was like a super narrow staircase. We get outside and they just like threw up all over the sidewalk.
Nice.
And
Downtown Toronto, like, oh, well. Ooh.
then I'm sitting on the bench in front of the restaurant, like totally dead, waiting for the car. And she went back inside to, talk to the friends. And there was another friend that came to meet them whom I also had never met. So he was sitting on the bench next to me, like waiting for the car. I never met this guy before. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. It's like so embarrassed. He gets the car. We get in the car. I throw up again. And then I remember them saying, okay, we got to get some food in her. So I think we went to like a Harvey's drive-thru or something, got some burgers, went back to the house. They put me to bed. And I remember waking up. I had a huge bruise on my forehead. And like in those moments, what I thought was a 2-hour event, we were like in and out of that place in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like this whole thing happened. Oh my God. Anyways, and then I was like, Allie, this is why you don't do drugs.
There you go.
Can't handle yourself. No bueno.
No bueno.
I for sure had a concussion though. That's why I threw up.
Oh, Fritzy.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Oof. No more drugs for you.
No.
And
I don't
much
think you've
less
ever
drugs.
seen me on drugs before.
Not that much. You're not a drug
Except
person.
on mushrooms, maybe.
Yeah, but...
I went through a summer where I did them a lot and
that's it.
That's it. The phase has gone.
Well, that was a nice episode.
That was.
It was fun.
I need to work on my mic adjustment.
Yeah. Well, me too.
This doesn't look natural.
Well, we maybe need to work on our
yeah. I also
microphone.
feel like I need to put on a bra.
No, I like without the bra.
I know, but sometimes it's like too...
Ooh. Well, all right. Thanks. We had a viewer.
No way.
I think we had a viewer. It says 2. One of them is me verifying the stream.
But is the other one this computer?
We'll see. Like,
Okay.
we'll see. Then we need to press stop. And who is the host? I am the host. So I will press stop.
thanks so much for joining us on our first attempt in our new studio. Despite the technical difficulties, I think it went great. Thank you to Gab and David, who deserve a special thank you to our production team and our sound team. And our...
You maybe saw him appear in my screen next to my head. Like, hey, everybody.
So if you guys want to stick around, I think the techie stuff is not for the Patreon people, just the juicy stuff.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.